This is so cool. It's a totally legitimate attack, and at the same time, it makes you feel like an absolute superhero. And at the same time, it gives you tons of answers that you're going to need later on in the counter and recounter game. So you got to get good at this, even if you hate Spider Guard. If you're never going to do Spider Guard, learn this one thing from Spider Guard. So, lasso hook, feet on biceps, he grabs my knee, I kick, I break, I insert. So there's a couple of different timings for doing this technique. I'm going to show you the basic one. The basic one is he's backed off a little bit. Maybe he's even standing and squatting a little bit. So we're here. What I'm going to do is take my foot off of his biceps and put it here in front of his knee. It almost looks like I'm about to do a reverse shin to shin kind of sweep. Nothing of that sort's going to happen. Now, I'm going to tuck my head towards him and come up onto the ball of my foot and kick here. Notice how I'm tracking this leg here because I don't want him to step over my head if I can avoid it. Come up, break his posture, and finish. So, what this looks like in kata form. We're here. This foot comes onto the ground. I'm going to tuck my head towards my knee and come up onto the ball of that foot. Here. Then I'm going to kick. That looks difficult, but I'm 52 years old. I'm not nearly as flexible as I used to be, and I can still do this, so I'm pretty sure that you can do this with practice. This is basically the application of this drill where you're sitting against the wall. You put a foot on the wall. For ease of learning, put this hand behind your back. It's not how you're going to do it in real life, but it's easier to learn. And you're going to put your head towards your knee, and you're going to step up here. Then I would just fall like that to do the technique. So if you get good at this kind of drill, here, 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 where you're walking along the wall, this technique we just showed is actually easier than that because we're not doing the whole thing. We're just going upside down and then kick with a couple little adjustments. So, one more time. I can't do this if he's putting a ton of pressure on me unless I do a modification, which I'll show you later. The easiest way to learn this is we're here. You stood last time, Richie. Why didn't you kneel this time? He's not right on top of me. It's easier to learn that way. Foot on the ground. I'm going to scoot towards there and then kick. Now, I am not controlling the hip. He could jump over. I need to be aware of all this. Don't you worry. We're going to cover this in nauseating detail. For now, let's assume that I switch hands. I managed to sit up and I managed to finish him. So, that's if he's kind of in that middle range, right? He's caught in Lasso Spider. He's being cautious. He doesn't want to drive in. He doesn't want to pull way back. What if he's putting a bit more pressure on you? Well, then you can start changing your grips. So I think I'm so clever. I've got the lasso ready to go here. I'm going to spin underneath him. I'm going to do the omoplata. I'm going to tap him out. My girlfriend's going to be super impressed because she's watching class tonight. She's going to be screaming. She's going to be going, "Yay, Stephan, you're awesome." The problem is, if he cross faces me, if this arm's kind of floating out here in the middle range, and I start going here, he's going to dive in. And goodbye lasso, goodbye spider guard, goodbye omoplata. You've got to be super cognizant of what that arm is doing and deal with it in advance. The key is I don't want this crossface anywhere near me. So if I do this changing sides, and now I go under, I'm going to pull this over my head, right? If I can, well, let's just pretend I can lift it up like this. Now I can safely spin underneath this, no problem. Trouble is, doing all this cross gripping tells him what's coming. If he's got any kind of experience with spider guard, as soon as the guy starts cross gripping, he's going to think spinning triangle, spinning omoplata. So that takes us to the third option, which is probably my favorite. We're here, we're in spider, he stands up, he rips this hand free. And we're doing this kind of fencing. I can't just be passive here. I can't let him dive in and get his favorite passing position exactly. That would suck. So I've got a single lasso here, but I'm threatening. I'm like, I'm going to grab your sleeve, I'm going to grab your sleeve. He's going to be backing up and fighting. As he does that, That gives me tons of room to spin through. So by being aggressive, by aggressively grip fighting, even from that single lasso position, he backs up a bit. He gives me the room. If he's backing up, there's nothing to stop me from spinning underneath. So that's probably my favorite application of this. In a perfect world, you'd have the lasso and the grip and his posture broken and him off balance. Well, unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. So a situation like this is pretty common, where we're here. I had some great dastardly plan ready for him. He broke my grip. He's backing off. Now, that's the timing. Right here. Put the foot on the ground, pike upside down, kick, then block his hip. Block his arm and his hip. And you know what to do from here.